Okay, let's just jump right in. In the whole world of Citrix, there is one word that trips up beginners more than pretty much anything else: session. So in this explainer, we're going to demystify it completely. And we're not going to use a technical manual. We're going to do it with a simple story.
You've seen this message, right? Or something just like it. And the moment it pops up, you get that sinking feeling, like you did something wrong, or the whole system is just broken. It immediately makes you feel a little lost.
And it goes way beyond just that one message. You hear people talking about stuck sessions or unresponsive sessions, and it all adds up to this idea that Citrix is some impossibly complicated beast. But I promise you, it's really not.
So what does that word session actually mean? Let's just forget all the technical definitions for a minute. Instead, we're going to get our heads around it by just following a user through their typical day. You're going to see it's way simpler than you think.
So let's start our story. We're going to follow a user, we'll call them Alex. And this is their completely normal, everyday logging process. Nothing fancy. It all kicks off with one simple click. Alex opens up the Citrix Workspace app, you know the one. They type in their username and password and they click Login. So far, there's nothing technical happening here at all. This is something we all do pretty much every single day to get our work started.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. It's all about the difference in perspective. From Alex's point of view, they're just, entering their computer. But from Citrix's point of view, something way more specific is happening. A story is about to begin. And that story is called a session. So here it is. This is the big reveal. A session is just a temporary working relationship between a user and a machine. That's it. Seriously. No magic, no deep technical mystery. It's just a connection that exists for a period of time.
And to make it even clearer, let's talk about what a session isn't. It's not the desktop that you see on your screen. It's not the app you're using like Outlook or Excel. And it's not the physical server sitting in a data center. The session is the relationship between you and that server. Let's use a metaphor that'll make this totally click. Think of the machine, that server, as a room. The room is already there, all the furniture is in place. The session is simply the active Alex walking into that room to do their work. And what's going on inside this session? Well, think of it like your own personal, isolated bubble. And that bubble contains all of your activity. Everything from your keyboard strokes to your mouse clicks, the apps you have open, even that unsaved paragraph in your Word document, it's all held safe and sound inside your specific session bubble.
And this bubble idea brilliantly explains why your experience can be totally different from your coworkers, even if you're on the same system. You can have dozens of users, each in their own separate bubble, all on the very same machine. One person's session can freeze up, while someone else's is working perfectly fine because their bubbles never touch.
Okay, so now we know what a session is. Let's talk about its life cycle, because it's not just on or off. A session actually has 3 totally distinct lives, or states: active, disconnected, and logged off. Understanding these is the next big piece of the puzzle.
This chart breaks it down perfectly. First up, you've got the active state. That's our green light. You're connected, you're working. Simple. In our analogy, Alex is in the room. Then you have disconnected, the yellow light. This is what happens when you lose your connection, but your work is safely held right where you left it. Think of it as Alex just stepping out of the room for a minute. And finally, logged off, the red light. The session is totally over, all the resources are released, and the room is empty again, ready for the next person. This brings up a really common question, especially for beginners. If I just close the window, why doesn't Citrix end my session right there? Why does this whole disconnected state even need to exist in the first place?
And the answer is, surprisingly, human. The entire reason for the disconnected state is that the system is designed with one core assumption that we, the users, are not perfect. It's a feature, not a bug, and it's designed to protect us from our own messy, real-world lives.
I mean, just think about all the ways you get interrupted during the day. Your Wi-Fi drops out, you have to slam your laptop shut to run to a meeting. You switch from your home network to the coffee shop's Wi-Fi. In all of those cases, that disconnected state acts like a safety net. It holds on to your work, keeping your bubble intact, because it assumes you're probably coming right back.
So this brings us to a really crucial point. The way sessions behave isn't random chaos, not at all. It's based on a very clear and predictable logic. And understanding that logic is the key to not getting frustrated.
See, the session itself is innocent. It only becomes a problem when lots and lots of people step out of their room and then just don't come back.
Each one of those abandoned, disconnected sessions is still holding on to a piece of the machine's memory and power, and eventually the whole machine can just get overloaded.
This is where the user's perspective really clashes with the system's reality. A user feels like, ugh, Citrix logged me out for no reason, but the system admin sees it totally differently. To them, the session simply followed its pre-programmed rules, like a timeout for a session that's been left hanging for too long. This is that crucial shift in thinking. A good admin doesn't see a broken session. They see a state that needs to be managed. They're just asking a series of logical questions. Is it active? Is it disconnected? How long has it been sitting there? What resources is it using up? Should we let it continue? It becomes a simple process of management, not a frantic dash to fix errors.
And once you understand that the system is just following these logical rules, all the panic just disappears. The behavior stops feeling random and becomes predictable. Session disconnected is no longer some scary error message, it's just an update on your session's current status. That's all.
So to wrap up the entire life cycle, a session starts the moment you log in. It lives while you're working. It changes its state if you get disconnected or reconnected, and it finally ends when you properly log off. It's just a simple 4-act story.
So if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. A session is just a temporary workspace that follows you around. It holds your context, your work, and your connection, keeping it all ready for you whenever and wherever you need it.
So the next time you see a message about your session, just remember this. It's not some technical monster hiding in the server room. It's simply the next chapter in your story of connecting, working, and disconnecting. And when you understand the story, you're the one in control.
Hi everyone. First of all, thank you for watching this video. My name is Naresh. I am the content creator behind this YouTube channel. I have created a community for Citrix learners where I will be posting a lot of details on Citrix products and how to work in Citrix environments. I'm going to mention the link in the video description, so you can click on that link and you can become part of the community. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.